state and the Democrat rats must have made a suicide pact. We came to you with an offer of peace, but you rejected it and took to the streets. Russian collusion, no one will buy. We read the memo and we know it's a lie. Good morning. HOLYJOE Rock and Roll coming at you again live. Good to be with you. February the 15th, 2018. 10:21 in the morning. This is the second in a series of action reaction. We're broadcasting live on YouTube and Periscope. The last video, I didn't activate the Periscope. I guess you had to put on a automatic start-stop thing. Anyways, I'm seeing that I'm live on Periscope as well for those that are into Periscope. I'm trying this for a little while. Periscope, whatever. I'm not that fond of it. I have more followers on YouTube, but just to get some of that diversity, there I am on Periscope, baby. It's just kind of cool, man. It's cool the technology is out there that anybody with a $300 investment and some, high IQ can put any of this together. Okay, it can be anywhere, from anywhere in the world, as long as you got a good internet connection. And I've got fiber to the curb in the third world nation known as Poland. It's not third world, baby. It's BA. Anyhow, I digress, folks. You may have already known that since this migration of basically non-Syrians, it was called the Syrian migration, but for the most part they're not Syrians, they're from other countries and from North Africa, flooding into Europe. A couple of countries of note rather quickly came to the conclusion that it would not be a good idea to have these migrants in their country. Among them were Hungary and Poland and Czech Republic and Slovakia. More recently, Austria have come to the conclusion that it is not good to have these people in our countries. And these countries, known as the Visegrad Four, for the first four countries, Poland, Czech Republic, Hungary, and Slovakia, have faced a lot of pressure from the EU for not taking these migrants. Now, no one in these countries... What the hell? Got an emergency tweet, or hang on a second. Okay. I'm live right now. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Siri sometimes gets it right. Where was I? So countries that have rejected this invasion. Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic, Slovakia, the V4, and more recently Austria have said hell to the no. We're not taking these people in. Okay? And it's actually proven to be an effective strategy. Okay? Now, on the last video, I forgot to update my signal so I could show you what I got on this other screen here. But, some of these fear-mongering freaks, like this guy Will Hutton, says, beware of the illiberal alliance of Poland and Hungary, a grave threat to the EU. Yeah, it's a grave threat to the EU. The EU is going down. Okay, the EU is going down. It just can't sustain itself. Now, I'm all for economic integration between the European countries. There should be, no or low tariffs between the countries so they can trade more effectively. The common currency was really an effort to go after the US dollar and become a dominant global currency, or what do we call it? Yeah, global currency. It's more or less worked to a certain extent, although it's really Germany, and what formerly was the Deutschmark, is what's really the strength behind the euro. For the most part, Germany is the most dominant country, economy in Europe. That's neither here nor there, but obviously there should make it easy for trade, right? Whether or not there's a common currency or not doesn't matter, but Poland does not have the common currency. Hungary does not have the common currency. The Czech Republic does not have the common currency. Slovakia did adopt the euro a couple of years back. Now, this is an older article, but it's just a continuation. Basically, Poland and Hungary are not backing down. Poland demand a bigger say in the EU, and they reject its migrant policy. This is the continuation of the theme. This is the reaction to the action of Merkel just allowing millions to flood into Europe. Okay? Millions of unvetted so-called migrants. Poland repeats it refuses to accept migrants from Muslim countries. As a result, there have been zero, I repeat, zero terrorist attacks, large-scale terrorist attacks in Poland from migrants, because there are no migrants. So if you eliminate the migrants, you eliminate the terrorist attacks. Okay? Guns don't kill people. People kill people. And in Europe, it's not guns killing people, where guns are basically banned. It's trucks, it's knives, it's machetes. So it's not guns, people. It's the ideology that's driving the violence. And ideologically driven people will use whatever weapon they can get their hands on, whether it be guns, bombs, trucks, or whatever. Okay? So it's not guns, people. It's not guns. Now, this is not an update because I don't know where they are at, but this is from December of 2017, and that the EU is planning to sue Poland, Hungary, and the Czechs for refusing the refugee quotas. However, the fact that you would need a unanimous vote to sanction these countries, and the fact that Hungary says that it will vote to protect Poland. Poland will vote to protect Hungary. Nothing's going to come of this. What's really, I think, is going to happen is these countries in the V4 probably will withdraw from the European Union, will have some kind of an exit if the European Union doesn't get its act together. Now, in the previous broadcast, I talked about hashtag 120DB, a women's movement, basically a woman's dominated movement who is actively seeking a change in the European policies that are allowing these migrants to come to Europe, especially Germany, to rape, to murder, and basically get away with it. And that is another one of the reactions. Now, the previous Polish government initially said that they would take in like 2,000 to 10,000 of these refugees, these migrants, because it was a left-leaning government. And nobody knew. People thought they were Syrian refugees, and they were sold as doctors, lawyers, professionals, engineers. These are the cream of the crop from Syria. But, that very quickly broke down when you realize, why would Turkey let the cream of the crop leave their camps, flood into Europe, if they're such great people? Okay? These countries are not sending their best, because the best have opportunities. Think about it. The best, if you really are an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, maybe even a senior civil servant, although those people are basically useless paper shufflers, you will find opportunities in other countries. Okay, I mean, think about it. You're the cream of the crop. You're going to find opportunities in other countries. There's no reason for you to go to Europe and take welfare, right? Because you have skills. So the people who are coming have been, for the most part, I'm not saying not all. I think 30 out of the 1.5 million got jobs, okay? Got jobs at Germany's 30 largest companies. 30 out of millions. So not all. But let's be honest, the majority, overwhelming majority, I think it's 8 out of 10, are on welfare in these European countries. They're not able to work because they don't speak the language or they have no skills, and 75% of them are illiterate in their own language. These are not good people to bring into any country. They can't even do low-skill stuff because there's not enough jobs. There's not enough low-skill jobs in these modern high-tech economies. Sure, there's people needed to throw out the trash and wash your dishes and clean the tables at restaurants, but there's only so many people who can do that, or there's only so many positions open, right? And the native people, these are entry-level jobs for students, for young people, put themselves through school, put themselves through college, or as a starter job, or as a secondary job. Why should you bring in some unskilled, unwashed person to do these things when you have plenty of people who are unemployed in most of these countries that could do the job? Now, Germany may be an exception. It's very low unemployment, but there's no need for these people. There's no jobs for low-skilled people in Germany. Okay? So that's the latest update. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is there was a video. Somebody sent me a link to this video just a couple days ago, and it was just really refreshing. An update as of around February 12th, let's say, of both Hungary and the Polish foreign ministers talking, or maybe even the prime ministers, saying, reasserting the position that they will not take any Muslim migrants. End of story. So that's good news for Poland. That's good news for Europe, really. That's good news for the EU, because at least people are woke, and are fighting back, and have been fighting back from the very beginning, realizing from the very beginning that this is a stupid, asinine policy. It made no sense then. It makes no sense now. Okay? And I'm proud of the Polish government, of the Polish people who are supporting this Polish government, to say, look, it makes no sense. Bez sensu to allow these people in. And that's why Poland is a freaking great country, baby. All right? So let's continue to make Poland great again. Okay? Let's do that by supporting our Polish patriots in the government that are doing the good thing, doing a good thing, okay, for all the Polish people, and like I said, for the world in general. This has been Holy Joe Rock and Roll, coming at you live, definitely unscripted, reminding you to always make it happen for the captain, because you're the captain.
We know where you live, we know where you sleep. We're fully trained and we're on to the team. We saw you coming and we were ready. You can run, but you cannot hide.